Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Mr. Hicks Podcast. We are here getting it in once again, time and time again. Now, you see, I'm all eagled up today. I just got back, not just got back, of course, it was on Sunday, but I went to the Eagles-Miami game. Shout out to my man Jason Browning for hooking me up, getting us some club seats out there, looking fresh. Out there at the club level, you get your own concessions. You're not down there with the peasants and the rabble fighting for beer and cheesesteaks. You get your own deal today. It's actually quite nice. Now, when I say a peasant, I mean I'm a peasant too. I couldn't really afford to be there. I got hooked up, but I want to say thank you to him for him and his family for bringing me along for that experience. It was really great. But having gone to the game, you see things, I believe, when you're at the game that you might not notice or you might not really pay attention to when you're watching from home. I'm going to do something that I've been thinking about for a couple of days. I'm going to hate on my own team. I'm going to hate on a team that is 6-1, leading its own division, leading the NFC, great quarterback, great offensive line. I'm about to hate on my own team. I have this thing about winning in a sustainable way. And I think what the Eagles are doing offensively, I'm not very comfortable with what I'm seeing. Coach Brian Johnson, the offensive coordinator, is not it. All the passes seem to be late. There doesn't seem to be a rhythm to it. You don't see a lot of bang-bang plays where the ball's out of the quarterback's hands. It's in the receiver's hands on time. Everything is late. The receivers are not getting the ball with any opportunity for yards after the catch. Even A.J. Brown, I believe, is having a spectacular season. I believe he's second in the league right now in receiving yards. And that's another thing. It's like, why are you saying that the Eagles offense isn't doing it when you're doing very well? I think the number 2 or number 3 rushing offense in the country. We also have one of the top receivers in the country. I know what I saw. And what I saw was the decision making and the processes of play calling, not necessarily what the players are doing, but the situations the players are being put in that I think is going to show itself to be detrimental further on down the season. For instance, the thing I noticed the most is that the Eagles are going spread way too much. So it'll be 1st and 10 on our own 20, and we're coming out 5 wide. Why are we doing that? Why, when you have a very good, maybe the best offensive line in football, when you're in the shadow of your own end zone, are you coming out 4 and 5 wide? Why are we doing that? And then when you don't get any yards, or get very few yards, now you're 2nd and 10, and now to me you're behind in the count. You didn't get any yards on the first down. Now you're essentially setting yourself up to be in a 3rd and long situation often. And then it was happened repeatedly. And we had 2 turnovers in our own half of the field, an interception and a fumble, which immediately led to 10 of the Dolphins' 17 points. This game should have been 31-7. It should have been a blowout. We spotted them 10 points. This is the type of decision-making that drives me crazy. When you do that, and not only that, when you punt from that type of situation where you didn't get any yards or hardly any yards, you're punting from your own 20 to 35, well, now you're giving the other team's offense a short field, and you're taking what is one of the best defenses in the league. One of the best run defenses in the league. One of the best defenses in the league, a short field, and putting their backs up against the wall versus what was a very good offense. And shout out to Jordan Davis, to Fletcher Cox, to their whole defensive line. Hassan Reddick is having an amazing season. Every time I see him, he's out there getting pressure, bringing the quarterback down, just having a great season. But that defensive line is really saving our butts because our linebackers are not playing particularly well, and our secondary, if I give you an example, we're the number 1 rushing defense in the league right now. 440 yards total is what we're giving up, and 123 yards per game. Our passing defense, however, is the 23rd passing defense in the league. We have given up over 1,500 yards the season, 223 yards of passing per game. That doesn't sound like a lot. I mean, we're not getting destroyed, but our schedule is getting to be a lot rougher, and we have to get this situated soon. And my problem with it is completely internal. It is completely putting our defense into bad situations and not getting some bang plays, not running the ball early in the downs in order to give ourselves a short field, which is something I thought the Eagles did very well in the beginning of the season. Did the offense look disjointed then? Yes, it did. I was still very frustrated. It was very staccato. It was very little flow or rhythm to anything that was going on. None of the passes seemed to be on time, giving the opportunity for the wide receivers to get in space and get yards after the catch. What I'm seeing now is before we were running the ball early in and down, and we were getting good field position for our defense because we were getting deeper into the other sides, to the other team's territory. And if you had to punt, you were giving them a long way to have to drive, and our defense would come in and do their thing. Now, we're not running the ball early in the downs. We're putting everything on Jalen Hurts' shoulders, who honestly, much as I love him, is not having a great season. I don't think he's being put in a great position to be successful, but he's not having a great year. He's had a lot of turnovers. This is something that's going to catch us when we play better teams. So being that we're not getting great yards after the catch, I'm not seeing great decision-making by Jalen Hurts when he decides to put the ball down the field. But upcoming, we got a bye this week. Dallas after that, which regardless of how I feel about Dallas personally, fuck y'all. Dallas is probably the top defense in the NFL. We go back to back to back. Dallas, Kansas City, Buffalo, San Francisco, and then Dallas again. That's not going to cut it. The way our offense is playing, the way our offense played against Miami is not going to cut it. Did we win? Yes. Did we score 31 points? Yes. I know this sounds crazy, but I was there and I saw it with my own two eyes. This offense has problems. It's more of a play calling problem and a philosophy problem and a decision making problem than it is an actual player execution problem. So it's fixable, but just mark my words for this. I think some dark times are coming. But unfortunately, I think the Eagles faithful and the front office and the coaching staff might only start to make changes after we have a couple of losses. And I just hope it doesn't get to that. I hope we can look at the film from this game and go like, you know what? We really could make some changes. People don't realize that it's really hard to learn from winning. When you're winning, everything's going great. No, everything's not going great. If you're a smart coach, you can look at things and go, we really could improve in these areas, even though we won the game. That doesn't mean that we executed our game plan or that we even had a good game plan going into the game. It's going to be tough, but hopefully, Eagles fans, the Eagles faithful, the front office, the coaching staff can look at themselves and go, the goal is not to win games this season. The goal is not just to make the playoffs. The goal is not to win the NFC championship, to get to the NFC championship game. The goal is to win a Super Bowl. And if you're going to win the Super Bowl, you have to be difficult and exacting on yourself, on your players, on your staff, about executing and doing everything they can do to be successful. When I was talking to play defense, defense is formation recognition and strategy of the situation. And that's what the Eagles are not doing. They're putting themselves in the formations they don't need to be in for the situation that they're in, for the down and distance and the strategy of the offense. They're doing things that they should not be doing, exposing Jalen Hurts and then turning the ball over on their own side and giving our team, the other team's short fields to score on us. You do that against Dallas, you do that against San Francisco, you do that against Buffalo, you do that against the 49ers, and they're going to beat us. So, yeah. I love my team. I want my team to do well. But I'd like for my team to wake up and see how there's going to be problems in the next 4 to 5 games if we don't fix them now. This is weird, I know, but I still think it needs to be said. I don't want to have to say I told you so on this, but I think I might have to. That's my time. It's easy.